Wes in Würzburg, Germany says, I have a Sony STR-DE885 AV receiver that is not a high-end receiver, but it's served its purpose for the past 16 years. Now I'm considering an upgrade. It's got me thinking of a general question I'd like to ask you. Is it better to add a decent amp to a low-level receiver like I have, or should I upgrade the receiver before adding an amp? I assume a good AV receiver is most important, but can an amp add quality to a mediocre stereo receiver? You know, I get these questions a lot, Wes, and they're very difficult to answer because the engineer in me wants to be very specific with you and very specific to your question. And I struggle with that. And I've learned over the years how to deal with people like me, very literal people. I mean, I am blessed because I've got a strong engineering side, this literalism that engineers seem to have. And I've also got, I don't know, what is it, an artistic side? Whatever, that can take these not specific questions and kind of turn them into more general. So I've got a good balance going on, and I'm able to turn it on, turn it off. But it's taken me years to figure out, when I put my engineering hat on, I have to be very careful. If I say I want this, and this, if I'm saying that to an engineer, they're going to go, okay, and that's what I get. And that's fine, as long as I'm not expecting someone to grasp the bigger picture. So I want an amplifier with low distortion, with great bandwidth, and a 3 dB down point at 0.1, and they'll go, okay, and what do I wind up getting? Maybe a circuit board. When in the bigger picture, what I really wanted was an entire amplifier. I want the whole thing. That should be obvious to you, but it is. So anyway, a rant about the specificity of engineers. So yes, the specific answer is, of course, if you take a receiver and you add a spectacular amplifier to it, it's going to sound better, because the receiver probably didn't have a very good amplifier in it in the first place. And that's sort of like no-brainer, absolutely, that's the answer to your question. But I think your question goes a little deeper, because if we look at a receiver and we ignore some of the receiver stuff that you may or may not need, a tuner, a surround sound processor, whatever else they're putting into receivers these days, it is basically a preamplifier, a power amplifier, and a switching center for taking care of the various inputs, right? It's basically an integrated amplifier with something else added to it that makes it a receiver, surround sound processor, tuner, whatever. So all of those elements, the preamp, the switching center, and the power amplifier matter. So if you want to take a receiver and make it sound better, you can add a power amplifier. But I would urge you to think different, young man. Why not get rid of the receiver? Is there some reason that you actually need a receiver? Because you can do really well with an integrated. We make a great integrated. There's a number of people that make great integrateds or separates. I don't know why people try to take something like a receiver and then try to upgrade it. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's lipstick on a pig, but it's kind of lipstick on a pig. Sorry. Whatever. So I specifically, yes, it'll help. Is that what you should do? I don't think so. There are some great products out there for low cost, and you can do better with separates. Okay? All right. Thanks for the question. Talk to you later.